this is free agents teams should avoid in 2023, according to the Bleacher Report. And it's a name that we've kind of come to like here in Cleveland, Daron Payne. Plenty of plays in which the Alabama product disappeared. That inconsistency reflected in Payne's PFF grade, just a 58.4 in 2022. Payne has never earned a higher score than 68.2 in any of his 5 seasons. And again, like anything, G. Bush, it's what are you asking the guy to do? That's going to be reflective of the grade. Because that grade is, are you winning? Are you completing your assignment? Well, if you're asking a guy to jump through hoops to complete his assignment on one leg, it's going to be a little difficult. He fits a wide 9 system, does Daron Payne.
Yes. And sometimes when you're looking at guys you're between a rock and a hard place. I always say this, if they would have addressed the position last year, maybe they wouldn't have to go out and be as aggressive in free agency and look for a guy that can fit their system. However, when you don't get it 1 year and the guys that you drafted don't really perform up to snuff, they don't have the production, they don't have the PFF grades, then you're going to have to take a shot. Anybody that ends up in free agency is a gamble by default, right? Because if they were not, if they were completely sold on that person, if that person had no flaws, that person would be back with the organization. Or the organization has done a poor job in allocating resources and signing people that don't really show up or have production or not performing. Then you're like, wow, well, we can't sign him because we're kind of under the restraints of our purse strings. But generally speaking, anybody that ends up on the market, we've learned with Deshaun Watson, we've learned with some of the other players that we brought in for free agency, Odell Beckham Jr., or things of we traded for him. But anytime you bring in a guy who's available for trade or a guy that's available via free agency, it's not going to be a complete home run. There are going to be some flaws. There are going to be some question marks. But when you're in a position as the Cleveland Browns, who have underperformed for the last 2 years, the coaching staff in the front office don't have an opportunity or the luxury of saying, you know what, he's a little flawed. Does his motor run a little cool sometimes? Sure. We want to wait on, somebody. There's nobody to wait on. If you wait, you're going to get fired. So the Bleacher Report doesn't have to really deal with that. I mean, they can tell us the PFF grades is 59 and they'll go after him. But if you want to run that back with Taven Bryan and Jordan Elliott, hey, by all means, my man, go ahead. But you got to do that somewhere else for the PFF team, not the Cleveland Browns.